Okay, so we have one more person that I'm going to let in here. Okay, we can go ahead and get started. So today's presentation is going to be about placing a cupboard order. So maybe you have done your initial order and your troop is ready to pick up booth cookies or maybe just additional orders. So when you are in eBuddy, mind you, this is kind of a staff view, but it's very similar to what the troops see. So I'm going to go to our faux troop here, the 4444. We're going to go under the transactions tab. The screen's going to populate here. And then you're going to simply hit add. And then the screen, if you are returning from last year, it does look very different, but all of the functions are still here. So you are going to first set a location. So we're going to pretend we're going to pick up at the Detroit Service Center. So then it would populate there. If everyone, I'll do that one more time. Hit the drop down and then you would select your location. We have a couple different service center locations, and then we have 5 volunteer locations. So I've gone ahead and selected Detroit Service Center. And then now I need to pick a date to pick up and a time to pick up. So the availability will be in green. Currently it shows the 8th, but that is because we have our Super Bowl pickups. Otherwise, all troops would start on the 16th and forward. So let's say I want to pick up on the 17th. So we have the options available from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. The cupboard closes at 6 p.m. So where you can find that is the schedule listed right at the bottom. Let me pick a time first and I'll zoom in a little bit closer. So let's go at 11 a.m. So these are all of the available time slots that we have when you select that 11 a.m. So I'm going to go ahead and select just 11 a.m. So we're going to hit line 1 there. So now you can see the pickup time is going to be 11 a.m. On February 17th, 2023. And the Detroit Service Center is populated there. And then when you scroll all the way down, you can see the schedule. So those are the dates and times that the Detroit cookie cupboard is opened. And then there are scheduling notes. So all pending orders must be placed by 10 p.m. every Sunday to pick up that following week. So let's say, just pulling up the calendar here, I wanted to pick up on the 17th. I'm going to want to make sure that my pending order is placed by the 12th at 10 p.m. And that just allows us to verify that we're going to have your order, the inventory for it, and we can fulfill it. When these pending orders go through, our cupboard managers will review it, and then we process it, and it goes right to our warehouse for fulfillment. So if we need more cookies, they will fulfill it. If we have enough and we don't need a restock, then the cookies will be there. So in any case, if you do not place a pending order, it's not usually a problem. You can definitely still do a walk-in if it's a smaller order, but it doesn't secure your order. So by placing this pending order, it really secures your order, and you'll know that it's there. In the case that we are out of a certain cookie, this could happen more so towards the end of the sale. Maybe we are out of Toffee-tastic, like the specialty cookie, and all of the service centers except Detroit has them. And for whatever reason that week, we're not going to get them. All the other service centers do, but Detroit doesn't. So then you place an order for it, and we have to then adjust it. And you would be notified if it's adjusted, but this rarely happens. This is mainly towards the end of the sale when cupboards have certain inventory left and we're no longer doing restocks. So you can also see under the scheduling notes some details about the pickup. So each location has their own specific pickup instructions. All of them are pretty much the same, where you're going to go ahead and park and then head into the cookie cupboard. The product program manager, the cupboard manager there, is going to verify your troop number, and then you will verify your counts that it looks correct. The cupboard clerks are going to then pull the order. You'll verify again that the counts look correct on the cart. And then you can take the cart to your vehicle and load it. In some cases, if it's a larger order, we do have cupboard clerks that can assist with loading it and bringing it out. So for this particular one, it says enter through the visitor gate off Gratiot, and when you arrive at the service center for your scheduled appointment, please park and go into the service center. Please have your troop number available. Your cookies will be loaded onto a cart. You'll double count your order to be sure it's correct, and then you'll take your cart to your vehicle. There's nothing that you need to sign, so I will go to the girl order tab in a moment to show you what it looks like when your pending order has been picked up. So first, let's place that pending order. So we know Raspberry Rally is not available at the cookie cupboards. It's for direct shipped only starting February 27th, so it won't let you input anything there. For packages, it also won't let you input anything. All cookies have to be checked out in cases, and there are 12 boxes in a case. So we wouldn't be able to pick like 2 boxes of s'mores or 2 boxes of Thin Mints. It would have to be like 2 full cases of Thin Mints, 2 full cases of s'mores. I believe starting mid-March, you can do mixed cases. So you can pick 12 of any box or 12 of any cookie box. So it could be 6 trefoils and 6 dosies in a box, is just as long as it equates to 12. So I'm going to place an order here for, let's do 1 case of Samoas and 2 cases of tagalongs and 3 cases of Thin Mints, our top 3 here. So I'm going to hit save, make sure everything looks right. Oh, under the contact information, it will generate your name and information. So that looks good. I'm just going to remove that part and hit test just for training purposes. Okay, so I'm going to hit save. Transaction has been added. Okay, so troops will not have access to do this part, but for training purposes, I am acting as the cupboard, and I'm going to say that this order has been picked up. So let's see. Okay, so this is our test order. I'm on the cupboard side now. So mind you, you do not see this or have access to this. So I'm going to go ahead and uncheck that. So the cupboard manager, you've come in, you've met with the cupboard manager, you verified your counts, you've received these 6 cases of cookies, and you are loaded up and ready to go. So the cupboard manager is going to unpen that and hit OK, save. So now when I go to my troop, well, I guess it would be under the transactions tab. So now you can see that we have the inventory here, and this is for our covered inventory. I'm going to show an example for a girl inventory, but if this was your girl order page, it would list the difference column, and all of these would be negative. So that would show you the amount of cookies you have then to allocate. So first, I am going to go ahead and do a girl here. Okay, this is a better example. So I am under this troops tab here, and you can see the difference column all the way at the bottom. You can see that the numbers are negative. So that is what I was talking about, where that's how you know how many cookies you have to allocate. So you can see that there's 0 Raspberry Rallies. There's 152 boxes of Adventurefuls that this troop leader can then distribute. So to do that, let's say these are all for booths and the girls each did a booth. You could distribute evenly or by how many sales the girls did. It's really up to you. But I'm going to go to this girl here. All right. And then you can do a few different views. So you can go to, let's see, order. And this is where you can input her booth orders or additional orders. So if she sold a few boxes at a particular booth, or if she just had extra boxes for a family member that you gave to this girl. So it's deducting from that difference column. So let's just say these are extra cookies and not a booth. If it was a booth, we would hit booth, but this one's just some extra cookies, maybe for a family member. So we have 100, we remember that we have 152 adventurefuls, so she's going to have 30 boxes of those. All right, so then when you input those 30 boxes, it populates the financials here. And maybe she's paid half of that or all of it. You can input that here. So let's say she did pay all of it. So we'll input that there, hit save. And then we can go back to the girl order tab. And it's still on that girl. And you can see here that 30 boxes were allocated to adventurefuls, and then the money has populated. So now her balance due is 0 here. And then we can go back to the general girl order tab. And we see now that it's gone from 152 to 122. So it will decrease. And eventually you will want, by the end of the program in April, for this difference column to be all zeros. You want all of these cookies allocated to the girls, just so that they get credit. When you allocate to the girls, eBuddy will populate the rewards earned. So it helps populate the rewards. And it's also a great ledger for yourself to keep track. You don't have to include the payments here, but again, it's a good ledger for yourself. So going back to the girls specific page here, you can go to whichever girl you want without leaving this screen, which is nice. This is a new feature. You can just select whichever girl that you would like next. And oh, the screen is just gonna refresh here. Okay, and then for this section here, this is also new. So right now we're looking at all of her orders. Let's say we wanted to take a deeper dive of her digital cookie orders, specifically her girl delivered. So we can either look at her initial order recap, her girl delivery orders, or her girl delivery orders for initial order. And then here we have the girl delivered after initial order. So I'm going to specifically look at her girl delivered initial order. So it looks like she has 0, but when you pull this up, it would give the exact flavors. So you no longer have to go to digital cookie per se to look at all of the flavors. It now will populate on the girl order tab in the girls page, right in this drop down box now. So when you do the all orders, it's kind of difficult to see. It doesn't give you that breakdown of flavor for digital cookie orders. Let's go to their initial order to see an example. Okay, so Caitlin has some, so we will go to the girl order tab, select Caitlin, and we're going to look at her girl delivered initial orders. And here we go. So now we can see that in her girl delivered initial order, she has 2 tag-along boxes, 3 Thin Mints, 1 s'more, 1 toffee, for a total of 7 boxes. So now you know that when you pick up your initial order, 7 of her boxes are for girl delivery, and that would go to Caitlin. And then it would be up to Caitlin, of course, to look in digital cookie to see who her customers are. So just some new features here. like I mentioned.
Can I ask a question real quick? This is
Yeah, yeah,
Kelsey.
yep.
So, the digital cookie after the initial order, they have to tell you what they approved, right? Or do those automatically pop into eBuddy too?
You know what? They automatically pop into eBuddy. So they definitely should
Okay.
still tell you. So you're not
Okay.
responsible for, constantly looking at the girl order
Okay.
tab. They should tell you. However, it is possible to, randomly do check-ins where you select the girl and go to girl delivery after IO specifically for the flavors. Um,
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, you can just go to the girl delivery and it will show. But
Okay.
they should notify you.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. And then, so I mentioned when hitting that order plus, I'm going to go back really quick, this pay option. So I did input here. Oh, let's go back to Mackenzie. I did input here that she paid the full 120. So let's say that when I did that order, I only input like 100. This is where you could add an additional payment. So maybe she filled in the extra $20. And so you could put the $20 here, put in that comment, extra cookie payment 1 or extra cookie payment 2. And then you can hit save and it would save for you. So that is pretty much the gist of the cupboard pickups on placing transactions and assigning booth cookies to girls and extra cookies to girls, and then adding payment and creating orders. Does anyone have any questions at all?
This is Kelsey again. I do have a question about the cookie cupboard pickup. So, is the process for actually getting the payment to like Girl Scouts the same just through the ACH sweeps, or do we have to like prepay for the cookies? How does
Yeah,
that
that's a good
work?
question. So it will definitely still be the ACH sweep. So we'll have
Okay.
one at the end of this month for all initial order cookies, and then we'll have another one in mid-April for any booth cookies that were checked out.
Okay. So there's just the 2 dates
Yes, if your troop does.
for ACH sweeps. Okay.
Yeah, and if your troop does have an excess of $5,000 in the troop bank account, that would warrant an additional sweep, but you would be notified of that.
Okay.
The finance team just like
Okay.
have all troops having $5,000 or less in the bank account at any given time. But like I said, you would be notified for that.
Okay.